horror fans, how's everybody doing? It's King of Horrors here. I've been doing some research on different horrors and what the meaning was horror, what where horror comes from, who wrote the first horror, all the different between horror and terror are literally nearly the same. And when did the horror begin? What year? Who wrote the first horror book? And who made the first horror film? The first question is, what defines horror? What is horror? Horror is a genre of specific fiction which is intended to has the capacity of to frighten, scare, so it scares you, and disgust, so it makes you feel disgusting, and startle its readers and viewers by introducing feeling of horror and terror. So horror and terror can make you feel scared, upset, worried, panicking. So horror comes from anywhere. You could walk outside and you'd be terrified of doing anything and everything. So you could walk across the road and you'd be scared of getting run over. That's horror, that's terror. That's worried about what's going to happen. Going in an aeroplane, that's worrying because you don't know what's going to happen in the aeroplane. Because if it's turbulence, you'd be scared if something's going to happen and you crash. You're on a boat, you're scared if it's going to sink and get eaten by a shark. That's terror and horror. So the films that people make, like Stephen King and all the others, is because they do it to terrorise you and to make you feel scared. But some people enjoy being scared and terrified. I don't know, people just think it's good. But like I said, I enjoy the best horror films. It makes me feel more happy, especially the Nightmare on Elm Street and the Stephen King, and it just makes you feel that you want to know more. Where was the first horror film made? The first horror film was filmed on record in the La Major du Désert in 1896. So that was pretty far back when the first horror film was made by one of the film's earliest visionaries, George Méliès. So he was one of the first people that made the first horror film. I'm not sure if you can still get the film, but the film was pretty good, I think. So I'm going to leave it there. horror fans, and I wanted to know leave a question with you. Who wrote the first horror novel? Who was the first person to write a horror novel? Comment below. Let me know what you think on any of the things I've said, and let me know who you think it might be. Take care. Get scared.